If you're really intentional about about your values and who you are and what matters most to you in the world, you'll just better be able to support causes that matter to you.
Hi ladies, welcome back to another episode of our Smart Women, Smart Moves video series, where we sit down with a variety of experts to get all their tips and tricks to help you level up in your life. If we haven't met before, my name is Angelos and I am the founder of Smart Women Society. We're here to help you get smarter with your money, career, well-being and love life in a really simple and easy to understand way. We are so lucky to be joined today by money coach Ankita Terrell, who is passionate about helping people manage their money with confidence and ease. As you can probably see from the title of this video, we are going to be chatting about how to spend your money in alignment with your values. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. Ankita, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Tia.
I'm so excited to get stuck into today's topic and chat about all things how to spend your money in alignment with your values. But before we get started, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Ankita Terrell. I'm based just outside of Washington, D.C. And I spent about 10 years working and going to graduate school, working in finance, working in nonprofit, and realized that no one talks about money, about personal finance. And so I kind of got on this mission to simplify personal finance and also help people better their relationship with money. So all the way from money mindset to budgeting to investing and investing for good, I do it all with my clients. So I'm really excited to be here.
Amazing. Well, let's get started. To start off, what does it mean to spend money in alignment with your values?
Yeah, so when you really kind of think about your values, why don't we start by defining your values and then we can talk about how you spend in alignment. When it comes to defining your values, you really think about values on the me, we, world framework. So that is, what are my personal values? What matters to me? So you might come up with things like abundance or stability or generosity, etc. The next thing you think about is what are the we, that is my community values. So you think about who is my community. You might say my community is business leaders or women or LGBTQ, etc. So then you think about what are my community values, and you might think about access to mental health or parental leave, etc. And the next thing you do is think about your world values. So what is the impact you want to have on the world? And so for that, what you have to do is think about it on the ESG framework. So that's environment, social, and government. So you think about what matters to me in the world. Like, obviously, all of us are good people. We're not trying to do harm, but what matters most to me? You might want to tackle deforestation or carbon emissions or water, etc. So that's kind of how you go about defining your values on the me, we, world framework. And after you've defined your values on that framework, you think about how can I earn, save, and invest money in alignment with my values? So when you think about earning money, ideally you want to do it in a way that makes you feel good. So supposing one of your values is freedom, you don't want to be working in a job that is making you work 16-hour days, 7 days a week. And the more you do it, the more you feel very in tune with who you are and can thus be fully present for yourself in the world.
And I know you've kind of already answered my next question, which is how do you define your values? But what are the benefits of using a values-based approach when it comes to managing your money?
Yeah, so I think that if you're really intentional about your values and who you are and what matters most to you in the world, you'll just better be able to support causes that matter to you. For instance, if you're really passionate about local and small businesses, building that into your budget to shop local, being a little bit more intentional about going to, say, like farmers markets instead of shopping at your local grocery store. And so the more you define your values, the more kind of easy it gets to accomplish those goals.
And I guess the question that we all want to know, how do you actually create a value-based budget and implement it into your day-to-day life?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So after you've defined your values, you want to make sure that that you're saving enough for future you, while supporting causes you care about. So I want to talk just about the nitty gritty about the budget just for a brief moment. So there's two different kinds of budgets that you can use. One is a zero-based budget, and what that means is every amount of money that you have, every dollar you have, has kind of has a job. So for instance, you have $50 coming in, the entire $50 has a job. And what that allows you to do is, after you've separated out your necessities, you'll have the leftover money to be like, okay, how can I separate this into both investing for myself and supporting the causes I believe for and believe about. And so when you do that, you can see, do I have the money? Do I have the time? Do I have the advocacy skills or the resources? Can I volunteer hours? Like whatever it is that matters to you, you can do that with both your time and your money. So I know I talked about the zero-based budget. The other one that I kind of want to talk about is a weekly spend number. And I think this is really cool. It's a really cool way to think about it. You take all the money that you make in a month, all your monthly expenses, you subtract it, and then you divide whatever you have left by the amount of weeks we have in a typical month, which is 4.3. And what you end up with is the number that you are free to spend however you like. And then once you have that number, it feels very liberating, and it feels almost like you're coming from a place of abundance, because you can spend, say, like $500 a week on doing whatever you want, to say $300 a week. And then you can align that with, like, you say your value is fun. You can kind of plan for that fun, go meet friends, go have that drink, and do it guilt-free.
And I love what you just said there about being able to have a budget and have fun, because that's something that we're so passionate about at SWS. And you can do both. It just takes a bit of time to define your values and what means the most to you, and making sure that your spending is in alignment with that, which is why I love this topic so much. As always, we asked our community if they had any questions or any situations that they wanted your advice on, and I've got two questions here that I want to get your insights on. So the first one is, how do I know if something is truly aligning with my values, or if I'm simply convincing myself because I want it?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, because we are all empathetic. Well, not all, but hopefully all members of SWS anyway, are all empathetic members of society, right? So like it's not like you don't care about your neighbor, or you don't care about reducing carbon emissions, or you don't care about children, or whatever it is that kind of you think you care about. So I think it's giving yourself a little bit of grace that you care about all of these things. And then really drilling down and defining, what is it that you care most about? What truly makes you you? You don't have to tackle, or like, how we say, you don't have to boil the whole ocean at once. Really think about, like, what are the top 2 or 3 things that you care about? And again, be true to who you are. If like I said, if your goal is stability, be honest with yourself about that. Don't like give up your job and travel the world with no backup plan. Like, it's all about having a plan and being honest with yourself and giving yourself grace that you can always get back on track.
Fantastic. And the second question is, I find that even when I spend money on something that I value, I still feel guilty about spending that money. How do I overcome this?
Yeah, another really great question. And I think, firstly, be gentle on yourself. I think the second thing is, a lot of our relationship with money stems from a really deep-rooted subconscious belief of perhaps not having enough. And I encourage you to go there, ask yourself those questions of like, am I afraid to lose it all? Am I afraid that bad things happen if I make money? Or am I afraid that I don't deserve to have these nice things? I don't deserve to buy expensive cocktails or go on expensive vacations or whatever it is. And then once you've defined your values and kind of made a budget, and I think that's the really key component here, is once you can show yourself that you're making X amount, you're putting away X amount towards future yourself in retirement, you're paying all your bills, you're donating a small amount to charities or causes you care about, the rest is yours to spend and enjoy it. Like, truly enjoy it. You deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all we have time for today. But if you're looking for any other money tips, we will leave links to Ankita's website and socials, as well as our Ultimate Money Makeover game plan in the description box below. Ankita, thank you so much for joining us today. Your tips and insights have been incredible.
Thank you so much for having me, Tia. And for everyone else, you can absolutely do this. I'm cheering you on, and it was great to be here.
Absolutely, we're all cheering you on for anyone that's watching this. So we hope you enjoyed this video today. Comment down below what other topics you'd like us to cover, and don't forget to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.